Some of you are subscribed to my YouTube channel with Civil War Relic hunting and so forth and so on, and I just wanted to talk to you guys today about iron. Kind of a little tour here. I'm in my garage. It's a total mess from Halloween decorating, and there's the Thing and the Mustang I work on. And I'm working on cleaning out the garage, and I came across some items that I forgot that I had that were in electrolysis, and I leave them in the water, and I said, oh, I better clean them up today. So what I'm doing is today is I pulled them out of electrolysis, and then I'm using this tool here, this bench grinder with a wire brush on it, and I just clean those off really well with on the bench grinder, kind of get all the dust off, and then give them a rinse. And they come out looking really nice and black, and the iron looks good, and it's preserved through the electrolysis. It got all the good crust off, so forth and so on. Now, that being said, I can do a video on electrolysis for you guys if you want, but you know, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the iron relics. I'm putting them in a wax bath. You can see them here in the wax, and it's starting to get hot. I just use a little, I got a bigger pot because I used to use a small pot, but now that I'm getting into big cannonballs, got to get them in here. So I just use this heat thing here. It works out pretty good for me. It's in the garage. You don't have any fumes from the wax. Grind them, rinse them over in the sink, and then I throw them in here for hours. A lot of people, you know, don't talk about that in their videos about, you know, putting them in a wax bath. You gotta get all the water out. Iron relics, you know, you leave them sit around, you let them dry out, they're gonna crack, they're gonna get all crusty, and if you like that, great. I like mine to be preserved and look good. Horseshoes, axe heads, all the old timers have left them against the trees, and they're kind of like right there against the tree in the ground, and I take them. I take every one I can. I love them. I can't get enough. It's part of the history. Some soldier used that axe to clear out Stafford County when it had no trees from, you know, 130,000 troops being in Stafford near Fredericksburg, or, you know, horseshoes, war horses. Look, Philip Sheridan's horse, Winchester, is stuffed in the Smithsonian Museum, right? So war horses suffered huge losses. And the cavalrymen were awesome. They were great hunters. They were, great, and into the war, they were great horsemen and great fighters. And so, you know, they have to be appreciated. And it's just like all the other equipment, you know, that we try to find, the bullets, the slings, the buckles, the knapsacks. The cavalry, their equipment was the horse, you know, the horse and the rifle, and their saber. So that falls off of a war horse, and you know, that's a piece of the history too. You know, the animals that we've used in war, whether it be war dogs, war horses, you know, those little aspects are, you know, part of that history and part of that whole, you know, piece of the puzzle. So the horseshoes a lot can be told about the horseshoe, whether it was a horse that was pulling a wagon, whether it was a mule pulling a wagon, pulling a caisson for artillery, or, you know, an actual, you know, horse that was a cavalry horse, you know, smaller shoe. So much history in the iron, and they left a lot of the iron. They might have picked through the bullets, they might have picked through this. Just, you know, the pickings get slimmer. There's always stuff out there, but the pickings get slimmer. So, you know, I take advantage of the opportunity to get any of the history. So I like to preserve them. I like to run them through electrolysis at minimum, and then into a paraffin wax, and just boil them and get the water out so they're preserved. If not, they'll be on your shelf, and a year later you'll see them start to seep and leach and flake. Grape shot, nothing worse than digging a nice looking piece of grape shot, and you're like, oh, this is really nice, and then a year later you go to look at it, and it's just, you pick it up and it's flaking, making a mess, looks horrible. You know, I just say take the time on a rainy Saturday afternoon and preserve your iron at minimum. I mean, this is a cool piece. This is a, you know, a slobber bar for a cavalry horse that I found at a Confederate camp. It's broken. I think it was broken then. This horseshoe, a big old, you know, big old draft horseshoe. Nails still in it, got thrown. If I can get it here, it's going down into the wax. Cannon fragments. I mean, just look how nice they'll turn out, and then how you know, nice it would be to have it preserved. The only thing I got to tell you guys is, you know, there's a lot of videos out there, and the one thing that I can't stress enough, about this process, you have to watch your temperature. You have a flash point on that paraffin wax. The other thing they don't tell you is, look, you can go to like Michael's or you know, a craft store like that and get a big block of candle wax. It's so much cheaper than buying a bunch of little golf waxes from the grocery store. So, you know, you can go get it there. You can do this very simply. I can give you more information. Just comment in the comment section or PM me. Also, very important, just want to throw a shout out to my friend Leo Renner. He's got a channel. We dig together. He's always hospitable. Him and Dennis Cox are always decent to me when I go up in Virginia to dig, and we have a great time. Awesome. I can't thank him enough. Got my buddy 61 Chip coming in from Missouri next week. We're going to hit 3 states in 5 days doing some digging, so that should be fun. And he's a great guy, a good friend, and a lot of fun to dig with. And then I want to throw a shout out to my buddy Heath Jones. I've bought metal detectors. I've had them all, 3030s, whites, every brand you can across the board, and just recently went with a Deus because just so light and such an awesome machine. They're all good, but I just needed something lighter and more compact, getting on airplanes and stuff. So that being said, Heath Jones really treated me well. Great pricing. But the key is he's a local guy. He's a relic hunter himself. And if you're in the Civil War, he knows the tones and he can help guide you through. He will help you set up your machine on the phone and after the sale. And his support's second to none. I'll tell you, I got the Deus. I broke the charging plug for it like the first day. I'm like, holy moly. I had one 2 days later. I called him. It was in 2 days. No questions asked, no hassle, no nothing. So Heath Jones at Treasure Mountain, PM me if you need his contact information. I can hook you up. Hunting supplies, great stuff. After the sale, he's still your friend. It's not like, oh, taking your money, thank you very much, and bye-bye. He's a great guy. I can't say enough. Questions about iron relics, questions about preserving them, feel free to comment and I'll post it up as I can. Please subscribe to the channel, and I hope you found this a little bit informative. We will see you soon on the digs this weekend. It's coming. All right, thanks guys.